In Dealing with Debt, Ted Rossman, the senior industry analyst at creditcards.com, is here to talk about the spike in people using their credit cards more. Thanks so much for joining us. What can you tell us as Americans are driving up their debt on credit cards?
The New York Fed reports that credit card balances are 13% higher now than they were a year ago. And that's actually the largest year-over-year increase in the 20-year history of this data set.
Why do you think credit card balances are going up? And there is a side to that that is actually helping the economy.
Balances are going up for a number of reasons. Inflation would be a big one. Higher interest rates would be another. The unleashing of pent-up demand to travel and eat out and do other things that we missed during the pandemic. You're right that there is a positive spin on this for the economy, in the sense that about 70% of economic growth is powered by consumer spending. So that part is good. What's not good is if you individually are carrying credit card debt. Because even though we're not seeing big warning signs, broadly speaking, delinquencies are very low, the debt-to-income ratio is very low, and actually close to a record number of people are paying their credit cards in full. But if you're somebody who's carrying credit card debt at the average interest rate approaching 18%, that's where we really need to come up with strategies to pay this down as soon as possible. My favorite tip is to get a 0% balance transfer card and pause that interest clock for up to 21 months.
Should Americans avoid paying off debt by taking money out of their 401k?
I think taking a 401k loan is very risky. Taking money out would be even worse. But even that 401k loan typically has an interest rate between 6.5% and 7.5%. You're missing time in the market. There are major consequences if you leave your job and don't pay the money back promptly. You could be faced with stiff withdrawal penalties and taxes. I think generally speaking, this is a strategy to avoid.
Is it ever okay to pay down debt from a 401k? Because I would think that would come back to haunt you later once you retire.
Yeah, I think it's almost always a tough sell to take a 401k loan or distribution to pay off debt, even in the case of credit card debt, which is really expensive debt, and we really want to make sure to pay it off. I think there's other things that would be much better choices, like that 0% balance transfer card, or maybe a low-rate personal loan. You could potentially get something like 6% over 5 years if you have good credit. Nonprofit credit counselors, reputable agencies like Money Management International, can often get you into a similar debt management plan, maybe a 6% rate over 4 or 5 years. You don't even need great credit to qualify for that. And then there's the fundamentals of earning more, maybe through a side hustle or by selling stuff you don't need or by cutting your expenses. I think there's a lot of other options that would be better than taking money out of the 401k.
Great information. Thank you so much, Ted.
Thanks for having me.
Go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.